years. Just like my dad before me, coffee, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm addicted to the white line, a prisoner of the road. Ain't no cure for this disease. It brings us outlaws and rogues. When they locked me up, they handed me the keys. I'm pulling 18 years of life with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years, 18 years, 18 years of life. Some say I'm semi-crazy, my God, it's hard to tell. This diamond and tuck and leather just might be my padded sail. Those pictures on my dashboard where I've watched my kids grow up, I thank God they understand the cost of diesel in my blood. They know this rambling man and what sets me free. I'm pulling 18 years to life with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years, 18 years, 18 years of life. With no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this old highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years, 18 years, 18 years of life. There's no escaping this addiction, so until the day I die,
welcome, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show. Tonight's show, we got a lot going on. We're going to be talking about a little bit of the towing. We're going to talk a little bit about trucking. We're going to have a little bit of mix of everything going on tonight. Tonight, we're going to have mainly about the Teslas right now. It's a big topic. Plus, we also have a thing going on in Arizona everybody needs to be paying attention to and keeping their eye open. We also have the officers, believe, are looking for a driver. I'm trying to remember exactly where it's at. They are looking for a driver that started a fire and burnt down a bus barn. So just to let y'all know, give you the heads up, they are looking for one of those, and that's what's going on there. Let me get over here to the comments real quick, and we'll get on this, and then we'll jump right into session. Good evening, Mr. Michael Warner. Good evening, Miss Day Colopy. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, y'all had a great day. Well, yeah, we did. So if you see Mama walking through here in a few minutes, you'll see her walking through. She's just getting back from revival. She's actually felt good and wanted to go to the revival tonight. So that's where she went. She should be coming in the next 30, 40 minutes. So if you do see her walking through, everybody just say hi and see how she's doing. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are going on. I have a lot of stuff planned for the night. I also want to give a shout out to Pepper. Pepper, everybody knows who Pepper is. Pepper Hicks just lost his truck last weekend. We were in the middle of the show doing a live show when I got the information from another driver letting me know that he was in an accident, rolled his truck. I'm glad he's doing okay. They got him to the hospital and everything's checking out. And he did say thank you to everybody on Facebook and on TikTok about the prayers and thoughts. Like we said, it was a beautiful truck. Sorry you lost the truck, but at least he's still here because he can always build another one if that's the route he goes when he gets better. So yes, That's what we were working on. And John Freese, if you show back up, pop back in there and we'll bring you back in, sir. Not a problem. So yeah, we got a few things going on tonight. And last weekend I didn't get to my sponsors and that do help support this show. Not saying they have to do it with money, but they do support us. They do work with us. I will say Bottomley Enterprises is a sponsor of the Left Lane with Lefty show. They do help us and they do sponsor us and let us go to events and everything else that's going on. So they are right now in Lufkin, Texas, out there pulling in the pines. I hope they're having a wonderful night tonight, and I hope they're doing good. I know I've seen a couple of videos saying that old Steve Molander's putting it to him with the old Bocephus. So just saying, them boys are out there having fun. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and jump into this. I want you all to listen to this real quick and get your comments, because we're going to go ahead and jump into this Tesla deal, because I have quite a few friends. As you know, I'm from Florida. I have quite a few friends from Florida, and they have sat there and told me, they own towing companies and they are not touching a Tesla. They are not touching one. Not even with the money that they're being offered. And some of them are being offered from $1,000 to $1,500, even $1,800 to tow a Tesla, and they're not touching them. They are not touching them. And you'll understand why when I show you this clip. And this is for educational purposes and warnings. So I am putting that out there, and I will bring this into the stream so y'all can watch it. And this is from Good Morning America. I seen this on Monday. I've had this thought in my head. I've been running with it, and I've been trying to get it done to make sure everything goes. As you can see, and this is all from the hurricane.
Alert in the aftermath of Hurricane Ian.
In Florida, some electric vehicles have been bursting into flames. Our Chief National Correspondent Gutman has more on some of the hurricane-damaged vehicles. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. So this is a typical lot where they store cars that have been totaled by flood damage. You can see how closely parked all those vehicles are. And this is a field where they have to store EVs so they don't burst into flames and burn anything else down. And right now in Florida, officials are sounding the alarm, and they're asking the federal government for guidance. In Hurricane Ian's aftermath, electric vehicles bursting into flames spontaneously after being damaged in floodwaters. Car batteries catching fire, prompting an urgent new warning from the state.
Is the theory that when salt water interacts with these EV batteries, they turn into something of a time bomb?
Well, we just can assume that that's contributing to it, because all these are storm damaged vehicles that were flooded.
It's a real concern among firefighters, those fires proving very difficult to put out.
So how much water would you put on a typical gas-powered car?
Sometimes we just take a tank of water on the engine, around 750 to 1,000 gallons.
How much on something
These,
like this?
we're doing 8,000 plus gallons of water, just constant flow, trying to cool them down and stop the battery.
So like 10 to 12 times the amount of water is required to put a car out like this.
Easily.
An EV.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And they can reignite.
Tim Baker towed this Tesla to his lot after firefighters put it out.
I went back in my office, got a drink, sat down on the couch, and one of my employees yelled, "Hey, there's a fire."
Baker had to push the car out into the street.
Another eventful day.
And you can see the car still on skids, humping smoke, sputtering into flames. They had to plunk it in the drainage ditch.
There are an increasing number of tow truck drivers and companies who are just refusing to tow these vehicles.
Yeah, pretty much so. I
Why
mean,
is
they're
that?
very dangerous cars to tow. They have a potential to catch fire at pretty much any time.
And storing flooded EVs is increasingly a problem.
This field has been specifically designated for electric vehicles that have been flooded out by Hurricane Ian. Every single one of them has to be spaced 50 feet apart in case they spontaneously burst into flames. The traditional cars in this lot, parked on the other side, they could be parked close together.
Bobby Schneider, who trains first responders on handling EV fires, says the potential dangers remain.
That's part of our concern, is that when they come into areas that have no electricity and they restore power to the grid, what about the vehicles that are sitting in garages or parking garages that were plugged in, charging before the storm surge happened.
And now Florida State Fire Marshal calling on federal officials for action. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration responding in a letter acknowledging the problem, writing, lithium-ion vehicle battery fires have been observed both rapidly igniting and igniting several weeks after battery damage occurred. That state fire marshal now calling on EV companies to pitch in.
We need you to lean forward, partner with us, and understand how we can protect our first responders, how we can save people's homes from burning down.
So if folks watching have EVs that have been flooded, especially in salt water, you're going to want to make sure first that you unplug it from the electricity. You might also want to alert authorities so they can pull it 50 feet away from any structure. Guys, but it is important to note every expert we've been talking to is saying that EVs are not necessarily more dangerous than a traditional gas-powered vehicle. They just have to be handled differently. And first responders across the country are now being trained in those methods and in getting them safely to a recycling facility. Guys.
Got to keep that in mind. You're right about that. Thank you, Matt.
As you can see, they're having to take them to recycling factories. They're automatically going to be recycled.
I like to smell my beard after a really
There you go.
good meal.
Yeah.
You don't need to get that personal to get the State Farm personal price plan. It
There
just
we
helps
go.
you create an affordable
Get
price.
off of there.
Like
Yep. We'll pull that one up. All right, where do you go? Hang on. That it there? Nope, that ain't it. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. Sorry about that. I had to get the other one set up, and it's due to other things. I do have guys sitting in the back. Yeah, I know, Michael. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're talking about so just imagine if like Texas, Arizona, Denver, there's other places that these things can have issues. Hello, Deborah. Good to see you in here. Michael says he's sitting in his recliner waiting to haul a truck. I'm picking up one on Monday. Yep, Mr. John Freese, the teddy bear, is here tonight. I see him in the background. I see him in the comments. I also have 3 other people in here that are ready to come on. Let's see what we can get on their opinions on this. I'm going to bring in old teddy bear first. What's up, Mr. Teddy Bear?
Good evening there, Charles.
Hey, look at there. Now we got Mr. Old Dennis Hicks. How you doing, brother?
What's going on now?
Unmute your mic and you'll be good, sir.
What's up?
Ooh,
How y'all doing tonight?
trying to stay awake at this point. I've been bored. I hate 34s. Too much sitting around.
if
If I'm away from home, I'd rather be working.
Well, I heard that. I do hear that. John must have got a phone call.
Right?
So, Deborah says flying 60 mile an hour today. Michael says coming from, hold on, let me get his comment up here. Coming from the firefighter and towing duration of time, these things are time bombs. He's right about these cars. They are ticking time bombs depending on what the situation is. What do you think? Would you run out and go get you an electric vehicle?
No.
There's no chance in hell. I will be that one that goes Mad Max and will have the last non-electrical vehicle, no computer, like in the old, what was it? Not the old Mad Max movies, but there was some other movie where EMPs had struck the earth and all the electrical stuff no longer worked. And here come a guy with a 72 heavy Chevy.
Yep.
Put a battery in it and let her rip.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts. Even Dave says, hell no, I won't own one either. So if we're having this kind of a problem, now just figure, we do see trucks running through flooded areas like Louisiana, Texas. We've seen it the last couple of years. They were pushing through the water, getting their loads where they need to go. What about these electric trucks? I mean, if this is doing this in salt water and they're drying out, and these batteries in that are becoming spontaneous burning, and then they put them out and then they restart again. What? See, they haven't fixed that problem. They didn't even realize they had that problem. Didn't they not realize that we have all kinds of weather, all kinds of different things do different things? You have floods, you have hot spells, and then you're going to talk about, like last week, the Tesla truck that broke down in the middle of the turn, and then they had to send out a service truck. And they were saying, why are you putting down the EV? I'm just saying, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, it's bad when a national news network like Good Morning America puts out that first thing. And that was from Monday morning. But I wanted to bring it up because we were on the Tesla stuff last week. Here, if I would have done that, would be done Tesla Sunday night, and then Monday morning that comes up. I mean, it's just meant for us to be talking about it. What's your thoughts, John?
What about liquid chloride?
Well, I mean, you got places like Vegas who, you know, granted they don't get much rain, but when they do, it's pretty torrential. The desert area has pretty decent sized deposits of salt throughout the land.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, even a place like Vegas wouldn't be safe. And not only do they have the electric unmanned taxis.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens if one of those batteries goes up while customers are in it, and you know something freak happens, like the door's locked?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody to let you out. There's nobody to. By the time anybody even realizes what's going on in a place like that, it'd already be too late.
You have to break the windows and get out of it if you got something to break the windows with.
If you're able, but most people that are in those cabs are tourists or drunken tourists. I mean, you get somebody in there, it's 3 sheets to the wind, bunch of girls that are out on a girls' night out. They're in one of those, and something like that happens. I mean, it's terrifying to think of the possibilities.
As you're talking about Vegas, Deborah Shields, she goes, I'm as a Las Vegas baby here to say, WTF, I want old school. And she's from Vegas. She don't want it there. And Michael says, yep, lawsuits galore happening. Yep. Yeah. They're not safe.
And what are you going to do when you start running them up north and you got liquid chloride, which we know corrodes wires and break things and burn things up?
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
Well, and okay, now let's use mass and volume in the equation. You've got the size of a Tesla battery. They've already said that the battery pack in the electric big truck is something like 11,000 pounds.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, we figured it out. It's like 11 to 14,000 pounds per battery.
Yeah.
And there's 2 batteries on that truck.
Right.
It goes out to be 32,000, I think was what we found out on the gross vehicle weight on that thing. It was like 32,000 pounds. Doubled the actual weight of a diesel semi.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you figure, you know, they won't allow us to run overweight without permits, but they'll allow these electronic vehicles to be out there without permits. I mean, look at what a diesel fire will do to the asphalt when you have a vehicle burned to the ground. I mean, you know, we've seen it out there on the road. You can actually see where the pavement has actually separated, where the heat was intense enough to eat the tar and other minerals and composites out of the blacktop and basically turned it back to gravel.
Yeah.
Now
imagine
imagine
they got oil and spots down afterwards. You know, put the tar over the top of it to get them to stay until they can fix it.
Yeah, well,
Right.
it's just like Deborah said. We have the test site here. It's like a nuclear fallout.
Yeah.
Exactly what it would be like.
Of course, but they've been using the West as nuclear fallout for decades. So the fact that half the area is even inhabitable is amazing. With everything that the military set off back there in the day.
Yep.
And another thing to think about when we're talking about this weight on that tractor, we're talking another 15,000 pounds over an 80,000 pound payload at 47,000 usually. You're talking up there 90 to almost 100,000 pounds of dynamite we're putting out there on the road with that electric engine, electric truck. I mean, unless they're going to haul a lot lighter, they're more dangerous.
Michael says empty weight on an electric truck day cab, 24,000 pounds. Just a cab cat in here as one of they has one. They are showing off just $1 million to get it set up. Yeah, $1 million to get it set up.
And to me, that's ridiculous because you're talking $1 million for this truck, and you think that you're going to put 30,000 of them on the road?
Oh, and just like Deborah Shields says, you won't be able to drive your big rigs through Vegas. They've already talked about it. So that means they're probably shutting it down to where you can't drive a truck through Vegas or around Vegas.
Forgive me, Deborah, but don't break my heart like that again. I don't think I can handle the torture. Telling me I can't go through Vegas is like telling me I'm not allowed to drive through New York City.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, just like Michael said, that electric day cab truck weighs 24,000 plus or minus pounds. Dennis, you're a heavy haul. You got a 2-axle up to a 3-axle. You're fixing to get a 4, or you're a 3-axle. You're fixing to be a 4-axle here sometime in the future. Michael went from a 3-axle. He's now a 4-axle with an RGN. And he said his truck weighs that much with being a 4-axle. With all of
I was going to say, mine's 21 bobtail.
Yeah. And that's with all your gear on it.
Yep.
Yeah, 21,000 with all your gear on it. So you're weighing less than that electric truck that's a day cab.
Yeah, and mine's not likely to explode. My thing is that you've got batteries that are that large that are running somewhere in the neighborhood of 11,000 pounds apiece. So you're talking about 22,000 pounds of lithium-ion battery. And I guarantee you, the battery that was in that bus of that video we saw with the damn 12-foot flames shooting out in a V.
Yep.
That probably wasn't an 11,000 pound battery.
Nope. And it wasn't.
And that thing, I mean, imagine you're on a freeway and one of these electronic buses catch fire, or electronic truck catches fire or whatever, and causes a big old traffic jam, and it's parked next to a fuel tanker.
Yeah. Or
who are you going to have to kill? Who are you going to have to kill just to get the tanker away from it?
Well, yeah, just like one of these cars in Florida. Well, see, Florida is a fuel depot. Yep. There's 3 spots in there that are fuel depots. You got Tampa, you got Taft, which is just south of Orlando. It's in Orlando. It's a fuel depot. And then you got the Port of Jacksonville as a fuel depot. You got 3 fuel depots there. And maybe there might be one in Miami. So there might be 4, but 3 that I know of.
I know California's got,
with all these trucks and these Teslas running around and something like that. And see, Orlando got flooded really good. And they got some salt water up in there. They got fresh water in there. Out there at my buddy's house, Ricky, his house, and that was flooded out there by him. And he sent me pictures of it. I mean, the whole state got it bad. I mean, it's just one of those things. What do you do with it? And then, like now, they're trying to get with the government to figure out what do we do with these. You know, back in 2019, you know, they even asked the federal government what to do about these cars and these batteries and these things. 2019. Here we are going into 2023.
And we don't have the answers yet.
And we still don't have the answers. And look, and you heard them say, we're asking the federal government, what do we do? And they asked, here, I'll pull it up. Let me get this back up here. I'll pull it back up. Because I just had it in here.
Well, while you're doing that, we, the little people of the world, we kind of understand there is a such thing as pushing technology too much, too far, too fast. Everybody's in a race to be the first in order to make the most money. And the problem is that these things are not time tested. They're not safety tested to all the elements throughout the U.S. I mean, you can build them and test them in California where they hardly ever get rain, or think of all these little socialites that buy the Tesla because they want to be part of the in crowd and they live by the beach. You're begging for trouble. All to be a famous first. I was the first person on my block to get a Tesla.
Pretty much. Now here, let me show you this. All right, since we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up because I'm gonna pop it in here. Yeah, let's pop it in here. And I'll show you. This is from November the 3rd. It'll be almost a year in a few weeks. This is from November 3rd on the Tesla batteries when they were asked. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and play it.
Red Riding loved visiting Grandma's house. Unfortunately, others did too.
Give me a second
But
for the
after
commercial.
saving big with early holiday deals at Amazon, she was ready for those
The Halloween
uninvited
thing.
guests.
Sorry, but I'm going to have one.
Yeah, everything's got ads nowadays.
Oh, yeah. There ain't nothing you can't do without an ad.
The big bad wolf.
All right.
New concern involving some Tesla vehicles. Federal regulators looking into a number of battery fires as they try to determine whether it's all because of a possible defect. ABC's Trevor Ault joins us now with what investigators are looking at. Trevor, good morning to you.
Well, Dan, good morning. This is an issue that we've seen a handful of times in the past. Some Tesla vehicles catching fire, and sometimes it's after a crash, but sometimes it's seemingly out of nowhere. Now, Tesla is facing a potential lawsuit, and federal investigators have questions for the car company.
It's a cutting-edge car that has some concern. Some Tesla vehicles have gone up in flames, and this morning federal safety officials are looking into a possible cause after receiving a petition from a plaintiff's attorney in a proposed class action lawsuit. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration sending a request to Tesla asking for information on reported fires and consumer complaints covering 8 years of the car company's Model S and Model X vehicles, and specifically concerning their lithium-ion batteries. Those batteries, the power source for these electric cars, and we've seen instances of them sparking up before. Last March, a crash involving Tesla's autopilot led to this car bursting into flames, and after the crash, at an impound lot, the battery reignited almost a week later. Last June, actress Mary McCormick posting this video of her husband's Model S, saying it caught fire out of the blue. And in December, another Model S flaring up as it was towed for a flat tire. And 6 hours later, after firefighters put those flames out, it ignited once again.
If this guy had been in the house and we were on vacation and this thing caught fire in the garage, the whole house could go under.
Multiple federal investigations had already been launched into Tesla and the safety of its cars, but this probe is specifically centered around an over-the-air software update from earlier this year.
They send out these signals and they update your battery. But the allegations here are it affected the battery's performance in a way that diminished the quality of the battery.
While Tesla did not respond to our request for comment on this investigation, the company has previously referred to these types of fires as extraordinarily unusual and said in the U.S. a gas car is more likely to experience a fire.
Tesla has until November 28th to turn over all the information requested in this investigation. If they don't, they could face more than $100 million in fines.
Really interesting case, Trevor. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You see, this is what we're talking about.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. It is very, very insane. But look, that was 2019.
Exactly.
That was November the 3rd, 2019, when that come out. And then here we are with the exact same issue in 2022, almost 2 years later, almost
Right.
3. Almost 3 years later, and we're still having the same problem. They're bursting into flames out of nowhere just because they had a little salt water on them. Is that what happened back then? They had a little salt water on them. They just sparked up and went into flames.
My thing is, if salt water can do it, so can acid rain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have in certain states have it real heavy, especially California. And a lot of those were in California that was on that report there.
I have my own private driveway and parking. LOL. I don't know shit. I'm right with you.
That's right. And as Michael says, kaboom. And Michael says, we are dummies considered by the big money guys. Yes. And like she says, it rains like crazy in Cali. And it does. And it's a lot
Depending
of
on where. Depending on where.
Yeah.
Central Valley don't get very much rain all year long.
No. But then you got Day. She says, like the wind turbines went big and come to find out that they can't be recycled. The propellers can't be recycled. And then what's funny is when they go to start those things, it has a diesel motor at the bottom to start turning that blade for it to catch and then run off the electric. Which is a lot of people don't realize that neither. And that's what's funny. It's diesel powered to get it started. And like Debbie says, they know WTF. I'm not saying it, but you know what I mean. It's greed and money. It's what it's about. Greed and money. See who, like you said, Dennis, it's whoever could be the first to get the most money and get the maximum amount of money out of it. And that's exactly what it is. And it's just one of those things. Like here, this has a lot to do with a lot of different things. And that's why I said the Tesla trucks, they're pushing them and they're saying, oh, they're going to be great. I read the comments and I read from what some of the people were saying on the comments from that Tesla truck breaking down. And there was, I think one of them was standing up for them. And they're like, why are they messing? This is the reason why. You're having us run out and buy these by the administration saying, go buy these things. It will make it worth your while. You get a $40,000 deduction off the car. It's only a $90,000 car to buy it. So who's got $90,000 in the bank right now to go out and buy a $90,000 car? You might get a $40,000 deduction, but you don't see that. You don't get that money. It just takes it off the bill. So you're still stuck with a car that's going to catch on fire at any given time. Go ahead, John. Can't hear you. No volume. Can't hear you. I think your headset come disconnected. You can hear me? Yep. So he'll come back in here in a second.
Oh yeah. So
Michael says gas is still safer than by any means. He's right, definitely.
and my thing is we didn't have a big problem with truck fires, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there were times where trucks caught fire mainly because of hot brakes.
Hot brakes, or if they dieseled.
Or if they just outright fucking sprung a leak on the motor, pardon my language.
Yeah.
But
or, like I said, or it dieseled, which means it all of a sudden something went wrong and it caused it to overrun.
But see, most of the time when it overruns, it still don't catch fire.
No.
The biggest problem has been since this whole introduction of the DEF, because the filter chokes the motor, makes the motor run twice, well, not twice as hot, but hotter than the motor normally would.
Yep.
And it presents more hazards because they're designed to run at slightly cooler a temperature. Give it a shot, John.
Okay.
There we go.
My question was, they're not lasting any longer than the other cars. So the question behind it is, you're putting that much money on it for what? Expensive ride? I mean, you're not really saving a whole lot of money, and then you're still got a car that at the end of 3 years going to have to trade off because that's what they want you to do.
Well, shoot, now they're not even trading them off. They're taking them to recycling factories now.
Yeah, because the batteries aren't worth shit after 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, not only that, the expense of the battery is 3 times that of buying a new engine for a gas vehicle. The whole shebang, and this drives me nuts, because I know that most of the people who buy Teslas, they don't buy it just so they can have an expensive car. They buy it because they think they are doing something positive for the environment, because that is what they are trained to believe.
Yeah.
But
in some cases, it is a little better going green that way if you're doing short distance. Like if you're doing in-town commutes, all right, I can understand. In the inner cities, it's better off to run something like that because you're not sitting there idling and you're not having smog pollution in the town like California, like in Los Angeles or San Francisco, where you're sitting on the I-5 or out there on the 10,
But they've proven that the vehicles that have the auto start stop that are gas vehicles,
the
auto start stop actually did just as much improvement to the smog level as the electric car.
Yep.
The difference is the auto start stop vehicle, it can properly be disposed of. The lithium battery still cannot be disposed. There's no way to properly recycle a lithium battery.
No.
So now you're going to end up with tons of waste that is literally going to be like a quarantine zone.
Yeah.
Just like nuclear waste. Pardon me, I gotta get my ashtray. This guy beside me has got a reefer unit.
Nope, you're good. Deborah says solar revs in Tomoka. They ran out of money. The combines got the Colombians got the contract, not a U.S. citizen. Now that right there puts a jar into that. We're subtracting it out to other countries, not letting our own people fix the problem or work on the problem. Michael says if you are a majority, you get the tax credit. That's right. If you're a minority, you get the tax credit. But if you're not, you don't. Like I said, Deborah says it's from the government. Let me go through these comments real quick. Michael says after treatment system came along, the fire came about. After the treatments. Yep. Michael also says we know nothing according to our big money guys. Yep. And Deborah says she agrees with it. If it ain't for the big money, we don't know what the situation is. But like I said, the towing companies are refusing to touch them. And then the ones that are having to do it are having to go through specialized training right along with the fire department to be able to tow these things and get them out and take them to recycling factories. Then what does that mean? That means more money is going to have to be dumped into the recycling factory to be able to handle all these cars and these batteries. And that's
More
all.
money's gonna have to be dumped into the training as well.
Yeah. So there's money. Where's that money coming from? All that money's going to have to be dumped in it. That's the same thing that's going to happen with these Tesla trucks. We're going to have an auto graveyard like there is out in Flagstaff where we have airplanes. It's going to be the same thing with trucks. That these things are going to have to be 100 to 200 feet apart, and they can't be near each other because of the batteries in them.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Mr. Kelly Shane?
You're sitting here chilling, waiting to get loaded tomorrow morning.
I heard that. By the way, when you see Hot Wheels, tell Ron that I said congratulations on his job at Hallahan Transport, and I love his truck, and I hope to see him in Wildwood to do a new interview with him.
He'll be in Wildwood. He'll be there.
I hope to see him there, so get him back on his right track.
Yeah.
But I do want to say congratulations. He has made a lot of improvements and earned what he gained.
That whole process has been going on since Walcott.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's earned where he's at.
Yes, he has.
In that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to change subjects. We're going to get back onto something else, but I am going to do we're going to hear from one of our local sponsors, and we're going to get this up here. Am I in the right one, or am I in another one?
Hey, before you go to commercial.
Yep.
See what I got on?
I can barely see it. Oh, yep. You got the left lane with lefty hat on. Yes, sir. Way to go,
I got
brother.
the original hat on. I got the original one.
You got the original new one. Yes, sir. You got one of the new ones. Yes, sir. Love it. Love it. Love it.
I'll get over there and pick up my shirts eventually.
I know you will. There it is. Left lane.
I'll probably be in that area tomorrow, Dennis. I'll get him and hold on to him for you.
No. I already bought mine.
Yeah, he's already bought his.
I'll just hold on to him for you.
No.
I'll charge you shipping and I'll charge you mileage and shipping and handling.
No. I've already paid my shipping and handling.
Boy.
Besides, one of those belongs to my wife.
Never mind. Nope. I'll hold on to one of them.
But it won't be the one for your wife.
That's right.
Exactly.
Can't mess around with the little people. They're crazy.
Nope. And this is a message from Slim. I am selling the shirts, people. So just to let you know, I do have shirts for sale. I am selling them. Let me get back over here. Get the comments back up. There we go. We got Stuntman Tex.
What's up, Tex?
Hey, there's Tex. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
What's up?
Baby doll, are you leaving us? Yep, she's leaving us. Michael says, got another 44-ton haul truck to get from New York to PA. Well, brother, I hope you have fun with that too, because I know half the stuff you haul is dead. It don't run. There's a man that works his butt off getting that stuff loaded on an RGN.
Somebody needs to call and cuss Brandon out. He's doing a live.
Oh, Brandon's doing a live?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll have to give him a shout.
It just popped up on my feed.
Oh, he's
Brandon who?
Brandon
Carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you saw or you heard Charles Sr. lost his big bump last night.
Senior?
Garrett Jones Sr.
Really?
Burnt to the ground. Driver had to pull him out of the truck.
Wow.
Yep. The big bunk Kenworth is no longer. It burnt to the ground last night. With him in it. And A
Well, I'm
driver
glad he's
saw it
okay.
flash up, and a driver went to the back door and pulled Gary Jones Sr. out the truck.
Well, I'm glad Senior's okay.
Yeah.
Gary Jones, if you are watching, brother, we are sorry to hear about your dad's truck, and we're just glad he's okay and he got out.
No doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
And the Mama Jones too.
Yeah, and the Mama Jones, Miss Sharon Jones, she's a big fan, and I love her to death. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and jump into commercials real quick. I got to get them out there.
Going on TikTok, Southern Slim Cowboy here. I just want to come on here and say for my buddy over with Left Lane with Lefty, got his shirt on. Appreciate the shirt, bud. I ain't got no issues with it. Fits great for me. He's got these in black and white. He might be working on more colors down the road. I believe these are coming up, and you for sale if you want one.
So I had to get that out there. So they are for sale. All you got to do is hit me up on the DM on Facebook, Twitter, or on YouTube. You can get a hold of me, and we'll go ahead and deal with it from there. And I'll have them shipped to you.
All right, people, what we have here is some of this new bull snot waxable detail wax. I have spent many years and many times out here waxing on my truck and spraying wax on or putting wax on, and I spend more time trying to get it off than I do getting it on. So here we go. We're going to spray this on the door. I'm going to show you how quick this stuff works, and it works great. You ain't got to sit there and work with it and do this and do that. Let me see if I can find my towel. Alright, now what we're going to do, we're going to take this clean towel right here. Nice clean towel. Alright, we're going to rub it in the door. Let me show you how quick. See how it smears on? That's doing its job right there. Just smear it on. That's all you got to do. See how blurry it is? Alright. Let me show you. Alright, see how blurry that is? I just got a truck wash. It's even still pulling some dirt off. Alright, we're going to flip it around to the clean side. Let me show you how good this clear and good this stuff comes off. Look at that. Already clear. Already off. You see the difference? See that right there? Watch this. Look at that. 2 swipes and it's off. Normally it takes me about 30 minutes just to do this driver's door panel with the other product that I normally use, that I no longer use. But remember, y'all, you got to put it on with a clean towel and take it off with a clean towel. You can't take product off that you put product on with. At least I don't anyway. Look at that, y'all. Not a smear nowhere. And I'm already done with this driver's door. I got a little bit right here. Look at that, y'all. There's the results right there. Less than what? Less than a minute? No more than a minute? Bull snot, people. I can sit here all day and tell you how good this stuff is. But the only way you're going to find out if I'm lying or telling the truth, go buy you some and try it.
And he's also doing the Just Ask For It challenge. If you guys get a chance, you get into your favorite truck stop, you don't see any, ask for it. They can get it. Trust me. He can get it to them, and he's got at least over $1 million worth of product sitting on the ground ready to be shipped at any moment. So, yes. And a lot of these drivers here, Dennis up there has gotten a care package from him. He uses the stuff. There's the new sticker. That's the new sticker. It's the new sticker, the new logo. I like it.
Oh, see?
That sucker is already on. I got one on my truck. I have one here, Dennis, for you if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
That way,
I've already got one on my sign for my truck.
Yep. John, I'll have one for you too, because I will see him or I'll get a hold of him and have him send me some.
I want
I
one
even
can of
got
the
the new
wax to
bullshot
try.
hats too.
Mm-hmm.
And I want one can of wax too.
You want one can of wax, one can of glass cleaner?
No, I had the glass cleaner. I like that, but I haven't been able to find the wax. So.
Yep. You got the green one. I have the blue one, and I also have the new black one.
Be getting the orange one soon too.
Yeah.
Hey, John, what route have you been running?
Northwest until last week. I ran one load down to Phoenix and then over to Bakersfield up to Delana, and then back up to La Crosse. And then now this week I run back out Northwest again.
Do you ever cross paths with Iowa 80 at all?
No.
Oh.
No, I stay pretty much up north. So north and west of the Mississippi.
What are you wanting, John?
I just want to try the wax and the tire cleaner.
Where are you gonna be Monday, Tuesday?
Monday, I will be in La Crosse up till about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I leave from La Crosse heading out to Everett.
Get a hold of me Monday morning.
Okay.
I pick up in the morning. I deliver in the Walmart right there outside of La Crosse.
Okay.
I deliver there at 6 o'clock Monday morning. I'm going straight to the office because I got to get my tags put on my truck.
Okay.
So get a hold of me Monday, and I can get as much of that wax you want.
Okay.
We have an unlimited supply in the shop, and we don't use the wax that much.
Yeah, because I'd like to try it and put it on that.
I mean, it's good, but we have another deal, so we use the other deal a lot. I still use the bull snot wax. Every once in a while, I use it a lot on my frame and stuff.
And he also, and you can say it, he also uses Evans Time to Shine, Evans Detailing Time to Shine, which is excellent stuff. Don't get me wrong. Evans, yeah, right there. Time to Shine. That's Evans Time to Shine right there. Evan's a great guy. I have no problem promoting him. I actually had a blast with him out at Mayberry, and I actually ended up staying with his crew and hanging out with his guys for a while. We had a blast, and his guys are a bunch of cut-ups.
Yeah, we use both of them. I mean, it's not we're not particular to one guy. We use a lot of Van stuff. We use a lot of Evans stuff. There's certain things that Evans has that works better for us as far as just doing touch-up stuff. And then there's stuff that Van has that works a lot better for us as far as getting ready for a show, doing the frame, doing all the internal stuff up under the frame and all of that. His stuff works real great, and it's a lot easier to use than what Evan has for us to use.
Yeah.
It's quicker to work with.
Yeah. Evans is for the long haul. And Vans is for the let's get it done, clean it up, make it look great. It's there. Done.
All right, so this is going to sound a little stupid, but believe it or not, this stuff is really, really good. I sat there and I noticed when I put the waxable on my fenders and stuff that, when it get rain and stuff, it does a real good job of preventing water spots and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's very, very streak-free and smudge-free even when you run your fingers over it.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my infinite redneckism ways, I decided I was going to use it on my tablet screen. Now, on a soft, like a laptop screen, it probably wouldn't work. But like on solid screens, like for cell phones or tablets.
Yep, they're glass.
You know how when you're sitting there, you're scrolling, and then you look, and you got 500,000 smudge marks on your screen? Yeah. The waxable, you don't get the finger smudges. You can slide your finger up and down that thing all damn day. No smudges.
Yeah, it's the same thing. See, I use the Blastable, which is the glass cleaner, and then I'll clean my phones up from because of dealing with grease at work. And then I get grease on the phone. I can spray it on there, and that thing will clean it up, foam up. All the grease will come up off of it, wipe it off, and then I'm good with it. Because if I do anything else to it, then I'm, you know. But but you're right. That might be something I might try and do a thing on it. If the waxable keeps the smudges off and scratches, hell yeah. I'll use the cleaner to clean it and then use the wax to, it's just different things. Because he said you can use it on almost anything. Just like he uses, like where I would use the polisher and the glass cleaner on the rims on the vehicle. He uses the tire butter, rim and tire all. He sprays it all. And he goes, no, man, you can leave it on there. It'll shine. It won't streak, won't do none of it, but it shines. He goes, you can let it sit. But I like the shiny because I do have chrome rims. And I do like the way that the visible polishes up the chromes and makes it brighter and shinier.
Yep.
So I wax my truck and then I go back with bull snot visible and I'll do all my chrome, touch it all up, make it look bright and shiny. And then I'll go back and then do my tires afterwards. That way I don't have them mixed up and it don't dull it out a little bit.
The only product I hadn't found yet that can compare to interior stuff.
Yeah.
And I still use it because I've got cases of it still in my house.
Yeah.
Is that.
Yeah. Which is the Renegade?
I use that on the interior. It just.
Well,
I haven't found. I haven't even Evan's stuff. Even Evan's stuff does not give it the shine that does, and it doesn't leave that filmy residue either. I've used the stuff Van's got, and it just doesn't pop it just for shows now, like that stuff does. I mean, that's what I use for shows. That is my go-to, make it shine, make it look brand new, make it pop detailer. Everything
it
else
has that cinnamon smell to it, so it gives you a nice cinnamon smell in the truck too.
Yeah, everything else I use on the outside is Van stuff and Evan. That's it. I don't use a bunch of different products.
The thing I like
when you go to using a bunch of different products, you're gonna get different results. Different results. Everything's not gonna have the same look. It's not gonna have the same glow. Everything's gonna be funny looking, just like at Mayberry. I use nothing but Evans at Mayberry except for the visible. I use visible on my steps, my breathers, my headlight cans, my grill, and my bumper, and sprayed my wheels and my tanks off from all the dust. Everything else was done with Evans as far as paint and body. And you see where that got me.
Yeah.
And I probably could have done it with Vans, but we were rushed. I mean, we didn't have a lot of time to do anything.
Well, you got to remember, we also had a whole day of rain, and then it turned cold with rain, high winds. We were dealing with the hurricane that come back up from Iren that come in out of Florida, up the coast, and back into North Carolina.
Yeah.
Saturday was a beautiful day. It was nice and sunny.
Oh, it
was cold, but it was nice and sunny.
But we had
turned out well. And I have beautiful footage, which I did have on there. It was playing in the beginning. Now it's into working on motors, different stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen us all running around like craziness.
Oh yeah.
On Thursday, and then first thing Saturday morning, we're all running around like craziness trying to do things, and everybody's trying to pull us 10 different million ways. And we're trying to get all of our stuff done and get all our votes in and everything else. And it just, if I would have had the time, that I should have had. I probably would have done a little bit better, but I didn't have the time. I had to rush myself.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm glad that my truck is not show quality because I ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah.
I get
And
out
I
here.
tried.
I'm
I
man on
tried-
a mission.
Yep. I tried that stuff on the windows at the window spray, and I like that inside the truck because it doesn't collect the dust on it. So I did one side, the driver's side, and that is nice and clear. But I look over at my passenger side, it gets all covered up with dust.
Yeah, it does.
It sucks it up. You know?
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me get over here to the comments real quick. Now that we got enough of that. Tech says, man, that was a sad one to see. Yeah, so they must be talking about Gary Jones's dad's truck. He says, Amish guy on a hood, on a hog different. On a hog. All
Lost me on that one, Michael.
Yeah, he lost me on that one too.
Amish guy on a hog different.
Michael says, Brandon's live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got one on my pickup. Yeah, he's got one on his pickup. And then he says, I got the new hat as well. So Michael's got the same. He got the bull snot, the new logo bull snot. He's got that on his truck. And then he's also got the new hat too, which is a good thing because, you know, I got the blue one, you got the green one, and I also have the black one. And I love the hats. I like this blue because this is almost the same color. Hot Wheels needs to get with Van and get one like this to match his truck because it's almost the same color. That's that desert seafoam or what it? Yeah, desert seafoam.
It's desert turquoise.
Yeah, desert turquoise. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The comment that Michael made about Amish guy, this, that, and the other.
Oh, he must be talking about. Is he talking about Brandon?
There's an Amish guy on a motorcycle in Brandon's yard.
Really? On a motorcycle?
I've got my iPad up and I'm looking at Brandon's live with the volume down. With the volume, hold up, with the volume down. I was wanting to see what he was talking about. Yeah, there's an Amish guy on a road glide in Brandon's yard.
Yeah, that's why he said Amish guy on a hog different. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is funny.
That is
Amish guy on a hog.
Yes.
It'd be better if he actually had a pig with a saddle on it. I can see that. I can see that happening. Now that would be funny. Look, I got an Amish on a hog.
Amish hog.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Dang.
So we're gonna go back and get into a little bit of business here. Let me bring this up. And then we'll go from there. All righty. Let's see. No, get out of my face. Oh, there we go. It popped up. Here we go. All right, let's get over here and we'll bring this up. This is the Senator vows to fix the trucking industry by cutting red tape in his new campaign ad. So let's see where this goes. All right.
Without enough trucks on the road, prices on everyday goods are way too high. Here's the problem. Government red tape can get in the way of hiring enough drivers. Nationwide, we're about 80,000 truckers short. That's why I'm working with Republicans to cut the unnecessary regulations and get these jobs filled. That'll bring down prices, get our supply chain back on track, and help our truckers and their families. And that's good for Arizona. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
I thought that was something to see because this is what he's saying. He's going to bring the cost down, cutting through the red tape. He's going to work with Republicans. Now, I don't know if he's a Democrat or not, but it just says he's a U.S. Senate candidate for Arizona. And that's Captain Mark Kelly. So must mean he was a captain at one time.
Okay, so here's my one complaint about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. It's we've had this conversation before on other shows. It's not a driver shortage
No, it
by
ain't.
quantity. It is a driver shortage by quality.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have tons of drivers out there. We do.
Not
We
only
have
that,
tons of them.
No, hold up. You got to realize what they're talking about with this 80,000 shortage. Think of the big five.
Yeah,
The big five has got 10 to 15,000 trucks sitting at all times that they cannot fill. So there's 80,000 right there.
Yeah.
It's the big five. That's where the biggest problem is.
Because they want to try to run the independent and the local driver out of business.
And they're going to catch pure holy hell trying.
And it's just like you, I guarantee you've seen it, Kelly, on TikTok. The guy coming up, sitting there going, next year, they're going to make every truck across the United States, they're going to put regulators. You're going to have speed restrictors on your truck, no matter what. If it's a mechanical or electric, you're going to have a speed limit on it.
I am tired of hearing that.
I know.
I have been hearing that for 32 years that I've been out here, and it's been going on since the 70s. And I've been out here 32 years.
Yeah, but the guys you got in there right now are pushing the hell out of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, John. They can push it all they want to. They can't enforce it as much as they think they can. The FMCSA does not have the pull they think they do. And they don't have...
It's the senators. The big
no,
five
this
megas,
is FMCSA.
the 5 megas. Yeah, but here's the 5 megas are the ones pushing the senators and the congressmen. They make it a law. FMCSA has to force it. So that's how they're going around. That's where they went around with this that we talked about OIDA last week.
Right.
OIDA was on.
But
they're going through enforcing it through the congressmen. They're not doing it through FMCSA. Because if FMCSA had their choice, everybody would still be on paper.
And Wisconsin now is not for it.
Wisconsin's
not for it.
Now, from what I've seen and what I've read and what I pulled up and looked, June of next year, correct?
Yep.
Okay, what happens in 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What happens in 2 weeks?
One big fat election getting rid of a whole bunch of piece of shit. Sorry.
Hey, Mama.
Hi, Mama.
So, midterms are in 2 weeks, correct?
Yep.
And if I'm looking at things I've been looking at for the last week, all the ones that are pushing this, they won't be in the Senate or the House. They won't have majority rule. So guess what? Here we go again with the same old nonsense that happens every year. Every year this comes up for debate. Every year they try to push this law through, and it never goes through. They're not going to get every little detail they want to control us in every aspect they can. They already got the ELD out. Crap, whatever. It is what it is. Matter of fact, I'm kind of glad of it in some ways, in some aspects, because of the way I used to have to run. But as far as this speed limiter goes, here's where the big problem's going to lie on that. They're going to have to do it to four-wheelers, too.
No, they won't do it to the four-wheelers.
They're going to have to, because if they don't, there will be more lawsuits than they can deal with and more
I agree with you 100% on that statement, but they aren't going to force the four-wheelers to slow down.
No, they want them because they're going to be in the four-wheeler department and they're going to be wanting to run.
Okay, well, how are they going to enforce this?
They're going to
Kelly,
do it.
Were you around in 1979 and 80?
No, I wasn't in the trucking industry, but I was alive.
Well, I understand that, but I mean in the trucking industry, it was pure hell.
Yeah.
They did everything they could to falsify tickets on us drivers.
Right.
We fought for our driver's license to stay alive because we get these tickets only because they could give them to us for being over the speed limit.
Yeah, but
not
that's
that we
back
were
when
over the
50
speed limit.
Right. That's back when it was 55.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the difference of 10 miles? That's the way I look at it right now.
Right.
Well, the way I see it, they've improved trucks to the point. I mean, my truck is on disc brakes.
Yeah.
I have better stopping than I have ever had. Even when I'm 118,000 pounds. I have got
agree.
some of the best stopping power I have ever had in a truck.
I agree.
All
But
of
the thing is with this whole speed limiter, it's a lot of these smaller outfits, not saying cow haulers or outlaws or whatever. It's a lot of these fly-by-nights that come out of a certain city up in the Midwest around a big old lake. Them guys run 90, 100 miles. Yep. Them guys, and you know, John, them guys run 90, 100 miles an hour everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. I've got a triple digit truck. If my truck gets over 70 miles an hour, that's because I'm passing somebody. I don't run hard anymore. I don't have to run hard. But if I need to, I'm gonna make sure I got it to do what I gotta do to get around somebody. I run 68, 69, 68 miles an hour on the average. I don't get in a hurry no more. I don't need to. But it's these big, little, small, fly-by-night Ukrainian companies and Russians and the Sikhs. Even though the Sikhs are good guys, you know it, John. They run out west. They run 90, 100 mile an hour out across 40 and 80 like it's going out of style. That's where a lot of the problem is with this whole ordeal with them talking about the speed limiters, including the big five, because all the big five guys are what, 65 mile an hour to 62?
I would say 65 to 70 the max. So,
yeah,
because I seen a lot of them when I ran across 40 the other day running at 68 miles an hour, and they're trying to keep up with me, and they look at me when I come around them. But then again, I run at the speed limit. But the highways, I'll tell you what, on 40, they're not made for us trucks to be running on them anymore. They're so damn rough that it isn't even funny. Now,
they'll beat everything out from underneath you on 40.
My question is, why don't they have a better base and better road base? Because guess what? We got better roads up north than they got down south.
Yeah, that I can't complain about that.
The problem with the southern states are, especially when it comes in regards to like Arizona, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. You know, when you're talking about the 40, those are probably the three roughest states as far as that road. The biggest problem is like Oklahoma. Oklahoma misappropriated so much money that they literally legalized pot in the state, hoping that the revenue was going to help them correct some of their major errors.
You mean the same errors they've had for the last 30 years as far as not fixing the road?
Yep. The only ones that fix the roads at all are the Indians, and their work ain't all that good.
Yeah. Especially right there by the big casino going north.
But Oklahoma got in a lot of trouble. They misappropriated so much money that literally when they went to do road repairs, they had to take money from other places because there wasn't even money budgeted for the road repair.
But Oklahoma has had some of the worst roads, and like I said, since I've been driving, and they've not improved at all. That stretch of 40 all the way to the other side of Oklahoma City, it's still rough to this day. I don't
But
care how
Oklahoma
much
City's
construction. I don't care how much construction they've done in the last 30 years. It's horrible.
It was like that in 78 and 79. In fact,
Right.
we used to run team through there, and I have a 65-year-old guy in the bunk yelling at me, "Can't you miss some of them damn holes?"
be like,
Kind of hard to
that's what
miss
I'm
them when they
trying to
go
do.
across the whole road.
Well, and now what is it? 40 east from about 30 miles shy of Flagstaff to about 30 miles after Flagstaff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so bad that I mean, literally, I had a shock break on the trailer.
Well, from matter of
Terry
fact, from the
blew an
Flying
airbag.
J, from the Flying J right there.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Where we all met up that night.
Yep.
From the Flying J right there to 17, that's a rough section of road. It is
All right.
worse than being washboarded.
Now, you all drive out on the road. We all do. All right. I got something I'm going to play here, and then I want you all's thoughts and comments. You ready for it?
No.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Here it goes.
I remember this one.
Yep, I remember that one too.
Thoughts and comments.
I'll let everybody have theirs first.
He did nothing wrong. Nothing. I've been in that situation.
I know
he
you
was
have.
in the right the whole time.
So has Drucker's Wild. Just happened to
Yeah.
him on Monday.
Yep.
Had the same thing happen to him. He even actually got over into another lane, and the guy still drifted.
Still
back
came over on him, yeah.
From that lane and into him.
That's where a four-wheeler thinks that you're going to merge for them, and they're going to overtake you in a construction zone when they're trying to get to the very end of it just because they don't want to merge behind a big truck. I've been there.
They do it all the time.
It cost somebody a brand new car because they tried that with me, and I wasn't going to hit the Jersey wall. I'm in my lane. I'm where I was supposed to be at. And they run all the way up to the very end of it, and I was already past it, and they hit me. There's nothing you can do. It's not your fault.
No.
They're just four-wheelers think they can overtake us. We can stop. We can do this. We can do that. The guy did nothing wrong. Nothing.
No. No. And that four-wheeler tried to pass him, and knowing that there was a construction zone up ahead, because you know we have it here. I've had it happen to me a couple of times, and I'm sitting there going, "Really? You're going to try to overtake me in the middle of the construction? Big old giant sign sitting there with a dump truck with a crash barrier on the back of it, and they're less than 100 feet from it, and they're trying to floor it since you won't. Why can't you just ease up and get in behind me? There ain't no one behind me, but you don't want to be in front of it. But you want to be in front of me and screw me up.
In too much of a hurry.
Yeah. For
That's
what?
all it
For
is.
them to go slow, because then you get out of the construction zone, then they go back being slow again. And then you got to get up and go around them. And then you're like, really? All that for what? Just to irritate me and have to get over in the other lane? Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, it just.
What's your thoughts, John?
Well, I got a lot of thoughts on it because I had that happen to me the other day, but we didn't have the cones. We were all trying to get over because of an accident, and the trooper sitting down there getting everybody over in the left lane. I was in the left lane when somebody ran into my tires and knocked off my hubcaps and stuff like that as he slid down the side of my truck. It's like they're all in such a hurry to get no place. And my question is, what's going to happen when we start getting the eliminators on these trucks if they're going to put them in? It's going to even get worse because it's all about road rage. They're in a big hurry to get no place.
And all it's going to do is you're getting something like that in a one-lane situation. You know you can't go any faster, so you're going to have to slow down and let him in. And then when you do, you got all the trucks behind you all slowing down. And then they're all going to get more pissed because the trucks are going too slow. They can't get up to speed and get out of the way. It just causes more of a headache. What's your thoughts, Dennis?
You're going to have more accidents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bingo.
So, my opinion of that specific incident, I do feel that the driver was 100% right to stay right where he was. On that same token, I am a self-preservationist. I'm not sacrificing my truck for a point.
Right.
I will.
I also have now a company driver has the knowledge of his truck gets taken out. Company's gonna put him in a different truck.
All right.
Yeah.
I get taken out. I'm out of work. My family loses money. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So I'm a self-preservationist. I watch my mirrors just as much now as the day that I got my CDL. Every couple of seconds, I'm checking my mirrors. So when I see that moron coming and I can tell he ain't giving up, I'm going to go ahead and back out. I'm not sacrificing the truck to prove the point that he's wrong.
Then what are you going to do when you got somebody behind you that you can't see that's real close to you and you're 12 wide going through a zone like that and you back out of it and they rear end you? Well, guess what? There's another wreck.
Yeah.
Well,
I will make somebody eat one of them Snyder cones in a heartbeat.
Well,
you coming up in the right lane and you've had 2 or 3 miles to know that right lane's going to end, and you coming up at the last second trying to squeeze in front of me, you're eating orange cones.
Right, but most of the time when you pull up to a cone situation like that, they were going at a slow enough pace. He could have just let off the fuel, let the moron do what he was going to do, cuss him out as he went by you, whatever, blow the horn at him. You could tell in the beginning they were not moving that quick. That's where, I'm watching, especially when it comes to construction zones, I'm specifically watching for that moron. So when I see that moron doing something, I'm already backing out. Not to the point where I'm slamming on my brakes or nothing. I'm not going to slam on my brakes for nobody.
I'm not saying slamming. I'm not saying slamming on your brakes, Dennis. I'm saying if you're running 45, 50 miles an hour, coming into that construction zone, and that moron is trying to squeeze in on you, but you got a car behind you, and you can't see because you're 12 or 14 foot wide how close they are, and you back out of it, and they're still in the gas, and they run into the back of you.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is that, I'm always watching out for that moron because there's so many of them on the fucking road.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
So my head's always on swivel. I mean, I'm constantly looking at my mirrors. I expect that moron to be coming. So I don't never run up into a construction zone hauling ass anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like Michael said, had an oversized in Mississippi and ended up with a guy bouncing off the Jersey wall with his truck and had a dozer on the step before he got his RGN. But he had a dozer on, and a guy tried to cut him off too. And he ended up bouncing off the truck.
So, I mean,
bouncing off the trailer, but yeah.
The whole Smith system thing, it's corny as hell when you're having to go through a training and stuff. But if you're taking the time to live it, it just becomes second nature. You're constantly watching for any and all hazards anyway. That's why most of us don't have nowhere near the accident record we should. Because us talking about this incident where, yeah, did that guy deserve to end up in the Jersey barrier? Oh, hell yes. Did he
All
deserve to
day
eat
long.
from Snyder? He needed to eat candlesticks, Jersey cones, whatever.
Yeah.
He deserved every freaking bit of it. I'm just saying, as a self-preservationist, I would generally see that moron coming in enough time to be able to react on a safer level.
Now, on another level, if I was still in pimping, yeah, he would have ate cones.
Voice command.
Me being in what I'm in now,
Yeah.
no. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I've had more people target this truck and target that Peterbilt I was driving than I've ever had to target that blue truck I had. Ever.
Yeah. Well, it's a given because they know that sucker's. If you got that kind of money into the truck, you know what's. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
They're looking at
target.
insurance.
I
They're
mean,
looking at. Yeah, it's a built target.
I mean,
Insurance money.
you look at Jokes on You. That's a $500,000 truck by itself.
Yeah.
You look at this one, Double Vision. It's almost $400,000 by itself. They know that there's money behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get in a wreck, if they hit me or whatever, they're looking at a payday.
Yeah. Well, they're not looking at you having a dash cam in that truck, which saved your butt on the last one. You know.
Oh yes, that one in Dallas saved my behind.
Yeah, and just like the one that Steven had in his,
Yeah.
I mean, that was clear as day. You could even see the driver's face in that one. I mean, it was dead on.
The one in Dallas was in Champagne Dreams, the little flat top.
Yeah. Well, you also had the one in the heavy haul.
That's not an expensive truck. Oh, yeah, the one I had the one where that lady come across 3 lanes of traffic on me in South Carolina.
Yep.
That dash cam saved me.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine. He was
every bit of it.
He was driving through Georgia, or no, it wasn't Georgia. It was West Virginia. He was driving through West Virginia. It started snowing and stuff. He's just traveling. He's in the right lane, and this little 4-wheeler insists on passing him in the left lane. And the 4-wheeler lost control, went sideways. My buddy hit him, T-boned him with a W9. Now, granted, he had already been hitting the brakes when he saw this guy start to skid.
Right.
The problem was the guy bounced off the guardrail and bounced back in front of him, and he T-boned.
Damn.
The girl that was in the passenger seat wasn't wearing a seatbelt. The impact ejected her out the side window, and he ended up running over her and killing her.
And let me guess, he got charged with that.
They investigated. They were going to charge him, but he had dash cam. In fact, I still have that video on my phone of that incident.
Dash cam is what saves everybody right now.
Right.
What's a good dash cam to get?
Even with the dash cam, they investigated that crap for a year, trying to somehow put him at fault.
Yeah.
And they eventually had to give up. But
because it's a big truck, and they know big trucks got big insurance policies. That's plain and simple.
Yeah.
But she lost her life because she was inebriated and didn't have a seatbelt on. And
I mean, that's not his fault, but still.
No. Right. But, I mean, basically, it was just, the guy shouldn't have been trying to pass a big truck on a narrow 4-lane.
Yep.
In the snow.
No.
I mean, what he was doing was dangerous. Just the wind shear that comes off the front of a W9 going down the road.
Yeah.
It's in, a lot of people don't realize, how much science goes into what we know and what we do and how we react. A lot of people don't realize that when that wind hits the front of our trucks, it goes three ways. It goes to the left, to the right, and above.
Yep.
So if you come up, and that's why motorcyclists during high winds, they'll do everything they can in the world not to have to pass up a big truck.
And when the winds are high and I see motorcycles coming, I will slow down and get way over because of the draft. Because I know what it'll do. I've been there and done that on a motorcycle, and it's not
Go ahead.
fun.
Go ahead, John. I know you got something to say. Go ahead.
No, I'm just listening because I got something else to say later.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to go to something else. I'm going to pop this up. And this is what I was saying earlier, that they're looking for a driver. And if you guys can recognize it, please keep an eye out for it.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah, he was somewhere he shouldn't have been, caught the power lines. The power lines grounded out, caught the barn on fire.
Yeah. Got the bus barn. So if y'all can get it, you can see it. You can always go back and go to on my YouTube channel. You can actually rewind it, pause it. You can actually see it. If you guys get the company name and the truck number, please let Missouri Police Department, let them or the state police know what the driver is, because he did do damage, burned something down, and he took off and left and fled. So something we need to keep an eye out and pay attention to.
So they couldn't get the name or the truck number off that truck?
No, it's just the way it flashed. They were looking for that driver.
Okay.
The police are seeking that semi truck, but because of the flash, when he took off, it kind of covered the name from the flash where it took out the power. Yeah, and it wasn't really it wasn't like he was doing it on purpose, but his trailer got just enough that caught the line on that far right corner and yanked it down. And that's the reason why you don't turn around in parking lots like that, because of the simple fact lines are hanging low.
Well, they should all be at a standard height of 14 plus feet up anyway, but I understand.
Yeah, well, we know most of them, they don't. I mean, even the power line here at my house, I swear, I keep telling them they need to move it up and come out. I don't care. I'll pay the $500 to have it moved up. But yeah, it's sitting. I might be able to get maybe if I'm lucky, I might be able to get a mid-sized track or a box truck under it. But other than that, I wouldn't be able to get a regular good-sized box truck or a tractor. Dennis, you've been here and seen it. The one where I park my dually and that line hangs real low. Yeah.
Yep. Luckily, I'm only 12'8".
Yep. You can get under it. I know Dave's tractor can get under it, but I mean, it's just at that point where it sits. It's just, if you parked on my side where I parked my trucks at, it'd catch.
Yeah.
It'd catch on a regular truck. Like yours sits lower. You also got your stacks a little bit lower, so you're cleared. But a regular one, like a Freightliner Kenworth with the high flaring on it, it'd catch it and rip it down. That's why I want to try to get it moved up, so that way you guys got more room to park when you all come and visit. And then be part of the studio.
Well, I was going to say, Wednesdays we got to really piss the neighbors off and see how many trucks we can fit on that spot of the property sideways.
Well, hey, that'll work too. Hey, if we do it right, we might actually have enough. I think I can get a tug rope from the yard, and we'll go ahead and wrap it around there and see how many trucks we can get to pull down the house.
Right.
Now that would be something to put on YouTube.
Right. Get
Yeah.
that eyesore on down the road.
Yeah. Get it on down to the ground. Yeah.
I don't know why you don't have a party there and get a couple flatbeds and a band on there and some beer and have a party on the weekend. Trucker style.
Yeah, we can do that too. I just can't have a bonfire. It's too damn close to the house. Where the house is.
Right.
It's really too close to my house. Yeah.
You seen that black bear again? Have you seen that black bear again?
No. We think someone may have shot the cub. So we haven't seen it. So we're thinking maybe wildlife come in and got the black bear plus the mother. But yeah, we think someone has shot the cub because we've seen it a little over a month ago and it was limping. So someone made a call and I think they got him and moved him out of here because we have Californians up the road here. Oh my God, it's a bear! Shoot it! Yeah, not realizing that you can't shoot a bear here. It's illegal and it's not hunting season. Yeah. Yeah. What is
That one
Michael
was
saying?
pretty.
Yeah, he was a pretty sucker. Yeah, he's definitely that. But it was funny to watch all them campers down there on that riverbank come running out of there. Hey, just to let y'all know, there's a bear headed your direction. Yeah, what? Whatever. Next thing you know, 2 or 3 minutes later, you hear them hollering, screaming, and running out of there with the lights flashing everywhere. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Hey, we were nice enough to warn them.
Yes, we were. We did let them know. And that's that same group of Californians. So, I mean,
John, just so you can understand what we're talking about, me and Lefty and Mama, we went out and got something to eat, and then after that, then we went and stopped for coffee, and then we headed back to the house. When we headed back to the house, and we're coming up the street, coming up towards his house, we see a shadow, and then all of a sudden he turns on his bright, and we're chasing a black bear up the street. Black bears are running straight up the street, right up the hill.
Yep.
Oh.
That's a normal, everyday thing where I live at.
And then as we get to the top of it, we see it make a hard left down the mountain.
Yeah.
Well, as it went down towards the river, that's where all the people were at the bottom down there, sitting there at the river fishing. Yeah. Black bear, fish. People don't know that the bear's there. Yeah. It made it for an interesting night.
It's a black bear. I mean, it's Tennessee.
Yeah.
Mama bear was pretty big. We seen her when we seen the cub that was limping. When we seen her, yeah. She's pretty big. She made 3 times of the cub, and the cub was already 2 years old.
Damn, and they're still hanging around Mama at 2?
They will until they're 4.
Yep.
They will until they're 4.
See, up here in Wisconsin, I lived up there by Voyager Village, up by west central Wisconsin area.
Right.
And we had bears up there in a 6,500 recreational community. We had over 36 bears in there.
Yeah.
I sat on the Architectural Environmental Committee, and the biggest problem we had was people were feeding the bears. That's why the bears became a dangerous bear.
Yep,
or it was a dead bear. Because when you start feeding bears, they will keep coming back. And they either 2 things happen. They'll haul them out a couple times, but they'll come right back, usually, to the same location. Or it becomes a dead bear. Because after the second move, they would kill it then. You know?
Well, that's just like down at the house with the alligators the same way. You know, you have them continuously coming up on your docks and in your backyard on the lake. Well, that's because people are feeding them, so they consider them a nuisance, and they either trap them depending on how big they are, or they end up killing them because they're too big. It's just like that one that got killed over there, literally 3 houses down from where my old house was on the lake. They ended up killing the alligator because it was 14 foot 3 inches long and it was walking up in people's yards.
Yeah.
Because it was being fed by somebody out there.
Yep.
You should tell them people to stop buying small dogs.
Got a point.
Well, I mean, 14 foot 3 alligator's a pretty damn big alligator.
Fuck yeah. Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna have to get in and call it. I gotta get up at 4 in the morning, so.
I gotta get up at
Right.
5.
Yeah, and we're going on 11 o'clock. So, yeah.
And I only
we
gotta
got
go.
a couple more commercials, and then we'll all get out of here.
I only gotta go 200 feet.
Yeah.
I only gotta go 2,208 miles.
Well, I only gotta go that many feet to get loaded in the morning. Then I got 1,000 miles to do by Monday at 6 a.m.
Hold on, I know I had it in here. Where'd it go? Oh, and I also want to give a shout out, guys, if you guys can, look up Trucks with Room to Spare. She's really appreciated that a lot of drivers have stepped up this year, especially for the hurricane. As Michael says, it's about bedtime. Mama Warner she wants some attention. And then we got Mr. Frank G. I got to get up at 10 in Central. Man, I don't want to hear it. I'm up at 9 at that time, which would be.
He just wants to get up in time for football. Oh my God.
We know, old Frank G over there.
Football's over with for tonight.
That's college.
Tomorrow.
NFL tomorrow.
Yeah.
In which my Eagles are the only undefeated team in the entire NFL. Just want to put it out there, 6-0.
But like I was sitting there saying, Shelley was thanking a lot of drivers that actually stepped up for the disaster in Florida with the deliveries. Glenn Clay is also still running the FEMA stuff. He's running back and forth from Texas to Louisiana to Florida with relief funds, relief generators and that. So he's still out there running. We want to say thanks to him. That's the reason why you haven't seen him pop on here tonight, because he's been busy and he's probably just got home, probably relaxing. So I can understand that. But I'm going to run this ad, and please, they are our nonprofit. We will be a nonprofit here soon. We got the paperwork in. We've got everything going on. It's just getting the approval. I know I am approved for the state of Tennessee for Left Lane with Lefty as a nonprofit. Now we're just trying to get it done everywhere else to where we are completely set up right. And I will have you a .com page here soon, but it will be under Left Lane. We're just trying to get the website built. Still working on it, but it takes money, and I'm the only one working right now. I'm trying to make the money, so just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me. That's all I ask. So let me run this real quick.
And the prize on my mind. Money ain't a thing, but don't mind another time singing. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. You can push me down, but I get up again. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah.
And if you guys want, you can reach over out to her at Trucks with Room to Spare. .org, and you can actually reach out and see whatever else she needs help with. She does now have a warehouse. They are able to store stuff, and they've actually added a couple more trailers on, thanks to donations and everybody else to help her out. So she's actually doing a lot better than she was. And if you guys want any of my tumblers, look up Trucking Unicorn _mom on TikTok, which is Doris Designs. She made the left lane with lefty tumbler, and it's beautiful. And if you guys want one, hit her up because I'm not making any money off of it. That's all her work, but she does excellent work. So yeah, if you guys want one, hook her up or look her up, and she will take care of it. She will take care of it. She will take care of you. They're good.
Send me a
people.
link for it later.
All right, I can do that.
I ain't even got to do that. I can send you all her information.
Yeah,
We can
send it to me too then.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
to
we
you.
can send all of it.
To you, there, Dennis.
Brown ain't even all of it, baby. Brown ain't all of it. We got hurts.
Michael says kids are always out of bed at 5:30 a.m. no matter what. And then Michael says we got contracted about hauling equipment down to clean up. Just didn't have enough trucks. We're all tied up with our customers. Hey, I can understand that, Michael. We appreciate whatever y'all could do.
I took a couple generators down to North Carolina. They had a big staging area.
Yep.
And I was one of 30 trucks delivering generators that they staged there. And at first it was all set up to go to Tampa, and then the way it came through North Carolina, a lot of them ended up getting dispersed right there in North Carolina instead.
Wow.
And North Carolina wasn't that bad.
No. The big thing was extra power generation for critical systems.
Yeah.
I got one question here. Maybe somebody can shed some light on it. And I'm going to put it out here, Charles, and if somebody sends something in on it, let me know. My question is, what happened in Las Vegas on either Tuesday or Wednesday on I-15 on the westbound side? Apparently, somebody got run over and killed and dismembered. I mean, it was pretty gory sight. They had one spot that was covered up with a bag. Otherwise, there were body parts all over the place for almost a city block.
Damn.
So I believe maybe a semi truck or something like that hit somebody. I don't know if they jumped from a bridge and then drugged underneath the trailer or whatever. I'd like to know what happened.
I hadn't heard nothing about that.
Yeah, it happened either Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember what. Well, let's see. It had to be Tuesday, I believe, when I coming back through about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
So, or maybe even a little later than that because it was during rush hour traffic when I came through there. So.
I made a delivery down there in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and that turned around. I went to Henderson and picked up 64-ton or 64,000-pound fire truck. Prettiest load I ever hauled. In fact, I sent Charles that picture.
When we shut down the live, Charles, I need to talk to you backstage about something that you brought up earlier. I need to give you some real information on something.
But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for having me. It is time for me to get ready and go to bed. You ain't got no.
Go to bed, Grandpa.
You're on mute, Charles. Give you 5 minutes.
Give him 5 minutes. He's taking care of something.
All right, I'll give you 5.
Yeah, give him 5 minutes.
I love you enough to give you 5 minutes.
Hey,
Six
do you
minutes.
need a
Six-
hand?
Six,
Need a hand?
6 minutes, you're testing the boundaries. At 6 minutes, you're testing the boundaries of our love.
Look like Diller outrun Black Bandit.
No, that was Black Bandit smoking him at the end. That's why he said that's why Mitch said I got kicked out of Black Bandit.
Yeah.
That was Mitchell driving.
That was funny because he just kind of looked at him. He's like,
Yeah, and then
"Ding."
took off. See him. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So that was what I had sent to me. They were out there running out there. They're at pulling the pines out there in Lufkin, Texas right now.
And you know who's been smoking everybody at Lufkin?
Well, Steve
Steven.
Molander. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stephen Molander. He done
In Bocephus.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
in Lot Rot, in
No.
Bocephus.
Yeah. He done beat Freddie, which is their metal fabrication in Bottomley. And then he sat there and stomped Hatermaid, and he goes, "Yeah, Hatermaid. I beat Hatermaid."
Yeah,
so
because
what he
Jacob was
wanted
driving.
Mitchell. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob was driving Big Daddy.
Yeah. And he was driving Black Bandit.
Was he?
Yeah, he was driving Black Bandit.
Wait,
Because Big Daddy was only there for show. They were doing it for the Black Bandit, putting it to the test because they just put that transmission and everything all back in there.
Yeah, they just put that 10,000-pound clutch in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know who drove the Roadworks truck to pull in the pines?
No, I don't.
Jacob.
Jacob drove it there?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's an honor to drive that truck. And that was a big honor for him to drive that truck.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a real big honor when it goes up for sale at the end of the year, and
yeah,
the
no.
person that's probably gonna make the biggest bid is gonna be an even bigger honor.
Yeah, I know. Because whoever gets that truck's got the memory and everything that goes with it because of Troy. Yep.
It's gonna be a Wisconsin truck.
But I got something else for you. Real quick before we close it out. That is an absolute gorgeous truck.
Yes, it is.
That's an absolute gorgeous motor.
Can you imagine the hand polishing that went on that sucker?
Too much detail.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I think he's watching, even though he says he ain't. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. This is for you.
Creep on in, on in, on in. Creep on in.
That's pretty.
That truck hasn't looked that good in a year and a half.
Say, I want to know what was with the sneakers.
That's the Hey Dudes.
Yeah. Those are Hey Dudes, and they sit over in on. They don't get on the carpet.
They sit in the passenger. Yep, just like my Hey Dudes. They sit in the passenger floorboard on the towel.
Yep. And the towels and
That's
everything all match the trucks.
that's a little secret that I gave him.
Yep.
But that truck hasn't looked that good in a year and a half.
Well, it does now, and it's got a good driver behind the wheel.
Yes, it does.
So on that, folks, we're gonna get out of here. Let's see. Michael says, "Oh, let's see what he says." Oh God. He says, "Heard it was a guy sitting down between a truck tires to take a dump." Well, maybe. Don't know. Hopefully to meet you guys eventually. Meet Charles. Now, just got to meet the rest of you. I know I was only good for the moment. I know. He's only been
He's
trying
only
to
good
catch me, and then he finally caught me as I was down in Mississippi.
I'm nobody.
Yeah, you'll catch Kelly anywhere, especially with you running from PA, Michael. You can catch him because he runs up to PA, Illinois,
A lot.
Virginia, North Carolina. Yeah, he's been running quite a bit over here on the East Coast side. You'll catch him.
Yeah,
And
you
he'll
can't
bottom
miss this
you front.
bright green. You can't miss this bright green thing going down the road.
No.
I go wherever
Like
the
I
bills are
couldn't miss
paid.
that champagne truck neither.
No.
I go
I'll
wherever
stay
the bills
west
are
of the
paid.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Dennis runs everywhere too. You can't miss him. He's a baller. And a nice, beautiful blue Peterbilt. Yeah.
I was going to say, I know you got pictures of it somewhere.
I know.
I
Mama
knew he.
sat there and
Hey,
said she wanted to stay in the truck. She said she's kicking you out of it. She was moving in. She sure
hey,
did.
Charles.
Yeah.
I knew Dennis wanted to be like me. He had to get in a blue truck.
He had a blue truck. This one's just got a whole new paint job on it.
Boss bought the truck. I can't help that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you wanted to be like me, Dennis. It's okay.
I had a blue truck before you. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Mine was prettier than
I was
yours,
going to
though.
say, I thought you had a blue truck.
Yeah,
this is blue round 2.
Yeah.
We'll see who's
just
prettier after December.
Actually, you'll see who's prettier when you go to Wildwood.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because
so on that
there's
note,
a lot of supplies sitting in Wisconsin at the shop right now that goes in this truck.
Well, I know that I'll be coming out of this one around the end of the year when the quad comes in. And when the quad comes in, it's a 389 heavy quad. And it's supposed to be the silver and blue chrome edition. And
It's going to be like Mr. David's truck then, Charles.
I have yet to see. I've yet to be able to find a single picture of the blue chrome edition, but I am really, really, really interested. I can't wait until I see it.
Well, you need to go look on our website and you'll see one.
And
it's a flat top.
Okay, yeah, because the one that he ordered, he actually ordered 2 of them at the same time, and the one that I got, one of them's all black. The other one is a silver and blue chrome edition. Both
Yep.
of them are heavy quads with a 78-inch bump.
Mr. David has one, and it's a 60-inch flat top. And this dude is beautiful. Charles will tell you. Charles seen Mr. David's truck at Mayberry, and that truck is beautiful.
It is an
I can't
absolute
wait to see
gorgeous truck. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
So, on that note, we're going to say peace out to everybody. Bye, y'all.
Sure don't know, I know I turn you